Hi everybody, I hope you are all doing fantastic. I am kind of ashamed at how long it's been since I have shared with you any videos. I don't know, I've just spent the whole summer just kind of doing nothing and hanging out with the kids, and time just got away and I just wasn't motivated to really do much of anything whatsoever. And so I haven't been making any videos, and then I have started working at my children's school. So for the first time in 12 years, I am working again. So I've only worked twice since being married. I've pretty much always been a stay-at-home mom, but the only times that I worked before was when my youngest of the three had started kindergarten. I started working at their school. So it's just ideal. I have the exact same schedule that they do. If they're off school, like today, they're out of school, I'm out of school also. If it's a snow day, I'm off work also with them. Anyways, so it's just perfect. But I've been adjusting to working again, and I'm actually really, really loving it, and I should probably talk about all that and something else. But I have been wanting to share this with you for a really long time. I made it, I don't even remember when I made it. I made it a while ago, and then it just sat because I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it or what I wanted to put in it, and I was kind of just a little intimidated with what to do with this. But it is a junk mail journal, and so it sat and sat and sat and sat, and then I kind of just started going through my big stack of Bella Grace magazines, and because I buy them and I cut them up, I used to treasure them for many years, and there for a while, whenever I first started buying them, I was actually buying two, which is ridiculous because they're $20 a piece. So I would buy one to save, and then I would buy one to cut up. And after a while, I was like, what am I doing? This is absolutely stupid. I love the images that are in the magazines. Why am I keeping that on the shelf and not using all of them? So I actually started cutting up all of my Bella Grace magazines and keeping the images. And there's, there are some in there that I kind of, whenever I see them, I know that they won't make it into one of my main journals, but I still really, really like the images. I love the thickness of the paper. And so I just kind of started putting those off in a stack. And here's just some leftovers. And whenever I do cut them out, I try to go ahead and cut the whole image out. I cut all the text away, and it is time consuming, but it's kind of therapeutic in a sense just to sit and cut out images. It's kind of like gluing down images. You just kind of sit and cut, and you can think about whatever. And so I just have this stack of images, and after a while I thought, you know what, I should start putting all those in here. And so I started doing that, and I'm really liking how it's coming out. There's some in here that aren't Bella Grace, but pretty much everything in here is. So now that I kind of know what I'm going to do with this, I wanted to share it with you before I have it all filled up, because I wanted to see kind of in progress and as I go along. So I just kind of started collecting junk mail, and which is easy for everybody to do. I think that the whole idea to start collecting was with this ad right here. So it's actually the cover, so it's quite large. Let me see if I can. So, I have it all covered up, but this here was one piece of junk mail, and I thought, that would be perfect for a cover. And then I just started kind of saving things. So I tried to save the bigger ones, or ones that had tip-in pieces, because I just love, I love my tip-ins. So I've got just everything that you can think of in here. I thought it would be fun to put a couple of bags because I liked having the pockets on the sides. So then in the pockets, I have added just more junk mail pieces. And like I said, some of these are kind of in progress and some are still empty. This Starbucks piece I had picked up, and it's really big. I mean, you know, as far as like folding out a lot. So I've got that. More junk mail. This is the cover of a Cocoa Daisy TN insert. I've got mail with a window that's open so that I can put something in there. More junk mail pieces that had tip out. Nice big Joann's ad. This is all the Joann's ad. Another bag. And then got a little vellum bag here. So yeah, so here's the middle on one big postcard. So then here's the other side. So it's becoming kind of a neat place to put images, and even some, like this one, I've always really liked it. I've had it in my drawer for a long time and just kind of didn't know what to do with it. And I thought, you know, I had found this piece, this postcard, and I thought that would fit on there perfect. And so I stuck it on there. And I haven't decided, you know, I'll probably put ends of pieces in these areas just to cover up part of it. This is a magazine page, and this is, I think this is from a Better Homes and Gardens, and I did use my tape runner. That's the other thing I like with the Bella Grace, is since they're so firm, since the paper is so strong, I can just use my tape runner, and it's you know, it's not messy. You can take it anywhere. I can work on this when I'm in the car waiting for my kids to get out of school and things like that. So I did use a tape runner with this, and it's just, you know, it's not laying on there nice and flat because the paper in the Better Homes and Gardens magazines are so super thin. But I love this picture, so I'll have to just find little bits and pieces to cover up where the words are at. And I'm trying, and that's the other thing, I'm trying to just let this happen as it happens. I'm trying not to overthink this at all, which I have a big tendency to do, is to, you know, just kind of overthink of how everything's kind of going to go together and what it's all going to look like. And with this, I really, I just kind of think, I feel like I want to work on something. Like last night I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I grabbed this, and I grabbed my stack of magazine pages, and pretty much all that I do is just kind of flip through the pages. I flip through the images that I have, and if they fit on one of those cards, that's where I stick it. So I put this piece down last night, and it, you know, it's really big, and this was pretty much the only place where it would go. So I was like, okay, fine, that's where I'll put it. And then I thought, well, it's kind of neat because she's standing there and she's looking at a door, so I could probably eventually tie all of this in together if I wanted to with just some of my clipped words and phrases that I obsessively collect. I have millions, millions, millions. So yeah, so that's pretty much what it's made out of. And then what I did, as soon as I just kind of had a nice big stack, I just kind of just started stacking them together so that there were different heights, and you know, smaller pieces with bigger pieces. And then let me find the center. Oh, did I pull this one out? Yeah, I did. So here I took some clips and clipped it as best that I could, which was difficult because everything is kind of different sizes. But I got it in a good stack. I had them folded so that my fold was good. And I have this piece of packaging foam from something, I don't remember what it came from, but this is what I use anytime I'm making any little journals because it protects my table. I've also used old phone books, and they're nice because you can, you know, have the middle of the booklet that you're making in the middle of the phone book, and it kind of holds it together, and then you push your all through. So I kind of have gotten to where I like this because it's thick and I know that I'm not going to push it all the way through and hurt my table. But I don't have any, I know that I probably don't do this the right way. I don't know if it matters because, you know, since I'm making this on my own, but I pretty much, whenever I'm making any little booklet, I punch a hole in the center, I punch a hole about an outside from each edge, and then I punch a hole in between these, the center one and the two outside ones. So I usually end up with just five holes, and then I took a nice length of some waxed thread. This is black waxed thread, and I'm pretty sure I got it at Hobby Lobby. And I've got just a nice, you know, nice thick metal needle. And the general rule is to, and I'm not going to be able to find the end of this. I've got another one in my drawer that's, there we go. So pretty much the rule, I think, like I said, I don't know exacts, and it doesn't matter because, you know, I'm not going to stress out over this. I just like to make it, but I think that you do about 3 lengths of your booklet that you're making. And if you do that, then that should be plenty of thread to have to bind your book. So, and I know that I always have extra because I usually make my lengths a little bit extra, so I probably end up doing 5 lengths instead of 3 exact. But yeah, so then I just thread my needle. I come in from the bottom back, and I go up, and then I just kind of start sewing it through. And it ends up just getting everything all sewed together. And you know, I don't know if I have showed on a different video. I think I have, where I actually made one, and I will put the link on that because it's hard for me to show you since I already had this made. So I apologize for not being able to exactly show you. I will either find my video where I make a little booklet and actually show you how I did this, or I will try to find one that somebody else did and I'll link it down below. But I really just kind of go in and out, in and out, in and out, and then I tie it at the bottom, which this one, the knot is actually on the outside, but I have duct tape on the edges so it covers up my knot. So I decided to put the duct tape on the outside just to give it a little bit extra strength and just to cover up the edge since it was kind of junk mail. And then on the cover, other magazines that I've been going through, I've just been going through all of my big huge stash of magazines lately, but these are Molly Makes, and it's a craft magazine, and I've had these forever. I don't know if any of them have the date on them. Yeah, I think these are from 2009. And this is from, wait, no, this is number 15. I don't know. These are old, and I love the colors on the front of these. And whenever I'm purging images from the magazine, I just start, you know, I rip off the cover, and then I just start ripping out all the pages, and then I kind of go through that stack and weed everything out. So these, I had come across these as I was going through all the images, and I had them set aside because I just, for some reason, I just thought they were really, really pretty. So I thought, you know, these would be fun to put on the cover of my junk journal. And I really liked the edge because the edge of the magazine is still, you know, intact on here, and it's torn and it's kind of ratty looking. But but I just really liked the way that that looked on there, so I kept that on there. And it's, you know, it's on both sides, but I just liked how it wasn't nice and neat. So these are both just the covers of the magazine. And since they're a little bit thicker too, it also kind of adds to, you know, just making the cover more sturdy. So this inside here is, you know, pretty much done as far as putting images down, and it's with the Bella Grace images all on here, and then the mail insert, and then the magazine cover on the front. This is actually really sturdy. So, so that's my little junk journal, and I know that it's going to be totally fat whenever I get it full, and it's going to be great. And I think I'll just get some pretty ribbon to tie around it. But yeah, so that's my junk journal, and pretty much what I do as far as getting my images for my Bella Grace magazines, because they're beautiful and you don't want to tear them. So I don't tear the pages out. This is my basket that I have full. These are all Bella Grace magazines. I think I have 4 more before I've got them all cut. I need to kind of have a little session to go through and weed these out, because I don't like having big piles of magazines sitting everywhere in my room, which is silly, but it's just extra clutter on my floor, and it kind of starts driving me nuts after a while. But what I do is I have a quilting mat. So I put my quilting mat on my kitchen island because it's kind of the easiest place for me to work. And I just turn this to the side, and I use my little quilting roller. It works perfect for me. I've also, before I thought to start using this, I was using an X-Acto knife. Just something to help, you know, guide me to keep as close to the edge as I can. And then I use another quilting ruler. I have a metal one somewhere also that is good to use, because then if you're not careful, you can start cutting into your ruler. But I just start going like this, and bit by bit it is cutting through the magazine pages. And you have to kind of watch on the edges, because sometimes I don't get the edges cut as well. But by doing this, my pages are cut out nice and clean, and I don't have to worry. See, I didn't get over here in the corner. I don't have to worry about tearing into any of the images, just because these are so hard to tear. So I just keep on doing that all the way through, and then I'll have this hard end that gets thrown away. So that is how I cut up my Bella Grace magazines. And then I just start going through them. I put large images in one pile, like large images that I know that I will probably keep big, and then I put smaller images in another pile, just, you know, the smaller size. And by having them sorted out like that, it helps me, you know, depending on what journal I'm working in. If I'm working in a journal that I can put big, huge pages, I know that I can look in that drawer that has all of my big Bella Grace images. And I do have a drawer in my collage drawers. I have the black, the plastic drawer units, the six high drawer units. I have 2 of those stacked on top of each other, and I have all of my collage ephemera, all my magazine images sorted by category. And I do have a small Bella Grace drawer and a large Bella Grace drawer, just because I love their images so much. So I sort them into those piles. I have smaller journals like this one this journal here, pretty much every image in it is from Bella Grace. I just love using their images in this particular journal. There are a couple that are regular magazine, but a good chunk are from Bella Grace. So if I'm working in this, I know I can just pull out that drawer that has all these smaller images, and you know, I know that I'll be able to find something to use. This is also a good size. I sometimes keep them in bags like this, and I will take this and my journal and my my little small paper cutter and my tape runner, and if I just take this, I can work on this journal anywhere. So I do have about 45 minutes from when I get off work until my kids get out of school, and a lot of times I will just have this and I can easily work on this in the car, or I'll sit and read. But it's just it's a good traveling size, these images, just an easy, just kind of to do art everywhere. And this one, I actually have the small square images, so almost all these are just the little square ones that are found all throughout the magazine. So that's how I keep all of that sorted. And I don't know if there was anything else that I wanted to share with you. I don't know. It's been so long since I've done this. I forgot, and I was really not planned very well. I just woke kind of last night on Instagram. There was a online little art party, and I thought, you know, I don't know what to do, so I grabbed this and had taken a picture of it and shared, and several people were curious, and I was like, you know, I have tomorrow off, I should try to make a video. So here I am. But I got up this morning and started doing this, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know exactly what I want to share. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will do my best to get back with you. I'm the worst person ever with replying to comments, and I apologize for that, and I know that I am. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else to share with you. I've been working on a couple of other things just that I had started. I have been working in this journal. I had ordered this and thought, when I obviously didn't read the description very well, but I thought I was getting a soft cover because I prefer soft cover journals. I just, you know, since mine have a habit of getting so big and thick, they start doing this. This is my Moleskine Art Sketch Plus, and I do love this because the pages are nice and thick on it. But I just like the feel of the soft covers better, and I really wanted a toned tan journal. I love having this shade of paper to work on, or the craft paper kind of color. So I had ordered this. It is a Strathmore, and I just kind of set it to the side because, like, oh, it's hardcover, and I didn't want hardcover. But one day I was like, you know, I need to start working on in this, or I just kind of wanted something different to do. I didn't want anything. I just wanted easy and simple. I just wanted to do just really, really, really simple pages, and that just kind of focus on one image, maybe two, and that's it. And then just some words. So anything that's written in here, because I am really bad with writing in my journals. I don't like the look of my writing in my journals. I love looking at other people's journals that have their own handwriting in it. I think it's absolutely beautiful, but I just, for some reason, I just have never ever liked mine, and I thought, you know, I need to start actually writing in some of these. And I'm really silly. I always have to write in pencil because if I don't like the way it's written, I need to erase it and I just don't like mistakes. I don't like having scribbled out pen mistakes. So I've named this, the pencil journal. So it's all written in pencil. Anything in here that's written is written with pencil. So I try to just do a really simple image, and then just whatever words are on my mind, I will write those down in there. Sometimes I haven't written anything at all. I just have the image in there. But yeah, so I've really been enjoying working in this one. Also, and I might do just, maybe when I get about halfway through, I'll do a flip. But that's kind of what I've been working on. Just in here, if I'm not sure what to do, I just start gluing stuff down. This one, if I find an image and it just really, or if I just kind of want to say something simple, it goes in here, and then I'm working again in this one, which this is probably one of my, besides my little small black little field notes, this one that I finished last year, which is one of my favorite journals that I've ever completed. This one is also in line with that one, and I did this last night. So once again, Bella Grace, and then just words and phrases that I cut out from a magazine. And then I've just got my tip-ins, because I love my tip-ins. This is just a card from our local library from an art exhibit. So yeah. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, that is the best place to keep up with what I'm doing. I share all my art on there, lots of in progress. If I'm not creating art, which during the week I haven't been because I'm just still trying to get used to this whole routine of school and working again, and I'm honestly just exhausted when I get home. But on the weekends, I try to be as creative as I can and just kind of make up for missing out on the week. So weekends, usually lots of art pictures. During the week, it's mostly recipes, because I have been on a big huge kick of trying lots of new recipes. So lots of food photos. But yeah, that is what I've been up to. I hope you are all doing well. If you have any questions about this, please ask. I really like it, and I'm just really happy that I finally figured out what to do with it. So as I add stuff in, I'll, share pictures on my Instagram, and yeah, whenever this is all done, I'll do a flip of it. So thank you again, everybody, and please take care, and hopefully I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.